very much. I'm very, very happy to be here. We started our day this morning with another candidate, and Adam and all the candidates over there at where we were. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm traveling a lot, and that's okay, you know. I need to be on the road. I need to be on the road to speak about what we believe. And I'm doing that, and actually it's going very well. We are not alone. And, you know, some journalists were saying, you know, Bernier is mad at Andrew Scheer, and is doing his party. It's only for himself, and because he doesn't have any chance to be back in the Conservative Party and maybe leading the Conservative Party. But I didn't want to go back there. I said when I resigned from the Conservative Party of Canada that this party is intellectually and morally corrupt, and that's true. You can see it right now with Scheer and Trudeau on all the most important policies and issues for the future of this country. They're all together on globalism, on immigration, on equalization, on firearms, all the policies, it's about the same. And people in our country, Canadians, are ready, like you said, for the common sense revolution, and we are the one that will bring that for smaller government in Ottawa, a government that will respect the Constitution, that will respect taxpayers, but the most importantly, that will work for a freer and a more prosperous country. And all together, we're going to do that together. Thank you, that's important. I always have the same question from journalists. I'm in Calgary or in Montreal or here in Toronto, and so, Mr. Bernier, do you think you can win or do something? You know, you're only at 3% in the poll. But really, we're at 3% in the poll when they ask the first question for which party you will vote without saying the People's Party. And so they're in orders, and after that they ask a second question to the orders, so for which party you're going to vote, and we're at maybe 4 or 5% over there. But Angus Reid said last week that they did a mistake, and the next poll by Angus Reid, they will ask the first question for which party you want to vote. They will also speak and say our party, the People's Party, and I can assure you that maybe we're at 5-6% right now, but the most important, there's 52% of Canadians that are saying that they're ready to vote for a new party at the federal level, and we are the only new party at the federal level. So we have a lot of room to grow. The only challenge that we have, it's maybe half of the population don't know that we exist. That's why it's important to be out there, to speak with your colleagues and to speak with your family and tell them about our policies. And when they see our policies, they know that we are working for the people and with the people. And that's why we are putting Canadians first and not any international organization. Our sovereignty is so important, and that's why we have policies to be sure that the UN, you know, all the UN mandate and the migration compact and all these things, they can do that. But we won't participate in that. We will keep our sovereignty here in Canada for Canadians. And so, like I said, our challenge is to be out there. But the most important for us is for us to participate in the two national debates. And we, because of you and all the people across the country, a lot of people signed our petition, and up to now we have more than 30,000 people that are asking for us to be part of this debate.
Yes.
But also I'm very pleased, sometimes I don't like journalists and they can be, they're not so fair sometimes with us. But all these journalists and commentators, political commentators, maybe they are not always positive about us and they don't want to cover us. But on the debates, if us can be part of that, Chantal Hébert and other commentators, John Avison and all of that, they are saying Maxime must be there. So that's helping us also. They're putting some pressure on the commissioner, Mr. Johnston. And what we said to them, we argue that yes, we are a real national party. We have more riding associations all across the country. The Green Party, they may have maybe up to now 150 candidates, and they may have, before the campaign, 300 candidates, but they don't have any riding association like your riding association, Corneliu. We have great organization on the ground, and that's why we were able to have, up to now, 320 candidates all across the country. And in a week from now, we'll have a full slate of candidates. So we are a real party with real candidates, and we have great policies that are there to be sure that this country will be like that in 25 years, more prosperous, and we have policies to give you back your own money in your pockets on immigration, on taxation, on Radio-Canada CBC, we can save $1 billion there, and we'll use that. We need all the money that we can save to bring back that in your pockets. So, about the debates, the final decision will be Monday, the 16th of September. And I can tell you, if the commissioners is saying yes, we're gonna be there. And for the first time, maybe for a long time, that will be a real debate. I will answer the questions, but also I will have fun to ask questions to the other leaders. And because they're all about the same, I call them the LibCon parties, and that's true. So we will have fun, that will be a real debate, and I think the media will like it. They will like it. And we will win, yes, right. And if we're not there, that will go against our democracy in our country. And I will need you. I don't know what we will do, but we'll do something special. We can do an alternative debate. We must do something special. I can do a debate on Twitter or YouTube or something like that, but we will think about something. That's the plan B. I don't want to go to the plan B because we are a real political party with real ideas, that the only party that is ready to work for the people, with the people, and we are putting you first, not the big fat government in Ottawa, not international organization. We are putting our country first, and we want to ask questions to the other leaders. Why Andrew Scheer is not conservative anymore? Why Justin Trudeau is selling our countries to international organizations just to have a seat at the UN Security Council, and is giving money to African countries to be sure to buy that seat? And Andrew Scheer said the same thing actually. He wants to have a seat at the National Security Council, and he will campaign also. Campaigning, that means that taking our money and giving that to other countries, like $2.3 billion that the federal government is giving right now to African countries to fight climate change. As you know, the climate is always changing. There's no news there. And we're supposed to panic. We're supposed to panic and to fear the future. We know that there's a great future, and that's why the People's Party, it is not only an adventure for this election. We are there for the long run. We will win. I don't know how many seats we will have, but I can tell you that we're doing our best to win. We will win, and we'll know what will happen the 22nd. But I can tell you, it's too bad for my opponents. but I like what I'm doing. So if we're not in government, Bernie will be there. And I'll be there for the next election in 4 years from now. I'm young, I'm in shape, and I like what I'm doing. So let's do it. And actually my wife said, yes, Maxime, stay in politics, because when I resigned, when I didn't win the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada 2 years ago, yes, I was disappointed. And so I received good offers in the private sector to work in the financial sector like I did before politics. And a week after that election, it was in May 2 years ago, I said to Catherine, I said, I'll go back in the private sector, no more politics, and I'll be more with you and we'll think about us. And she looked at me and she said, Maxime, you like politics? You like what you're doing, and I think you won't like your life in an office downtown Toronto or downtown Montreal. So think about it twice and come back in 2 weeks from now. So I did that, and 2 weeks after the defeat, I was ready to fight again, and I was ready to fight about our principle. So I said, okay, I'll stay in politics, and that was a family decision. But after that, I tried to convince Andrew Scheer. I didn't win with 49% of the votes, but we must have good ideas. So I fight and I try to argue with the establishment of the Conservative Party of Canada to be sure that they're going to take 1 or 2 or 3 of our ideas in their platform. But too bad, 8 months later, Andrew said Maxime is speaking for himself, we won't take any of his ideas. And I think that was the best thing that arrived. That was the best. After that I said, okay, I don't have time to waste. I like politics. So I resigned, and a month later we created the People's Party of Canada, and because of you we're able to have riding association all across the country. But remember, we had good coverage from the national media and from the established media in this country from September to maybe the end of January. Why? Because they thought, okay, we're going to speak about Bernier, he won't win, he won't be able to build a party, he won't have time. And so they gave us some coverage. But after that, in February, March, when we said to the press that, we have a riding association in every ridings, we are able to raise money, and we raised almost more money than the Green Party after only 4 months. The last first trimester, January, February, and March, the Green Party raised $780,000. That was their best trimester since the foundation of the Green Party of Canada. For us, after 3 months, January, February, and March, we raised $760,000 after only 3 months. So we are able to raise money because people believe in our ideas. And so we have enough money to run a good campaign, and I can tell you that we are doing our best also to be on TV during the campaign with some ad. It's very costly, but we are putting some money aside for that, because our challenge, like I said in the beginning, is to be known. As soon as they know that there's another alternative there, a principled alternative, they're going to come to us. So we're going to do our best to help our candidates all across the country and being more visible. So, and you have a role to play in that. You have a role to play. So don't hesitate, speak to your friends about us, about our party. And it's not about Maxime Bernier. It's not about me, it's about you. And you are here not for me, you are here because you believe in the ideas. That's the freedom ideas. That's why people are here. We have people that voted Conservative, that are with us, voted Liberals, voted NDP, because we have a coherent platform based on principles, and we don't do any compromise with our principles. So that's why our ideas are very powerful, and we need to be out there and to speak and to explain our policies and our philosophy and our values, and like that we'll be able to have more support. I can tell you, in my own riding, also in both